From time to time, it's nice to say thanks. And for those of us that play D&D, we're thankful for the hours of amazing stories that we're putting together and the fun that we're having, and all those friends that we're making along the way. But none of that would be possible without our gaming group's Dungeon Master, and today I'd like to give you a few ideas that you could use to show your appreciation, or bribe, your favorite Dungeon Master. Welcome to Geek Philosophy, where we love geeky wisdom. If you're new to the channel, my name is Brian, and we release new videos weekly, most of the time, so please consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you won't miss out on any of our content. Especially during the holiday season, but also for birthdays or just as a show of appreciation, finding the right gift for your Dungeon Master may be a bit of a challenge. Maybe they already have a bunch of D&D stuff, or you're running short on ideas, or you don't really know what kind of stuff would interest them. Well, here are 5 gift ideas that may be a good option for you. I'm starting out with my absolute favorite entry on this list, and probably the best resource for any DM, Sly Flourish's Return of the Lazy Dungeon Master. It's probably one of the best resources ever written for DMs. I know that's a pretty big claim to make, but I think Mike Shea, the man behind Sly Flourish, really put together an amazing resource that DMs can apply to pretty much any tabletop RPG. He's demystified what it takes to be a DM, and he takes a practical 8-step approach to planning and prepping and running a tabletop role-playing game. Don't let the title fool you. Return is only used because it's a revised version of his original Lazy Dungeon Master book, and think of this one as a newly improved model, and it has all of the insights that were baked into the first book, so it's not like the first one is needed for this one to be useful, if you know what I mean. Another great thing is that Mike continues to develop content using the Lazy Dungeon Master methodology and best practices. He has a really great YouTube channel and has a bunch of things on his blog and other resources that you can check out too. So seriously, this is the gift that keeps on giving for Dungeon Masters. Another really great gift option that you might want to consider for a Dungeon Master is to help them build up their library of resources, and the Game Master series of books really does a good job with this. They're a good option for both new DMs or any DM, really. I use it all the time. I've got the Game Master's Book of Traps, Puzzles, and Dungeons, I've got the Game Master's Book of Random Encounters, and the Game Master's Book of Non-Player Characters, and each one of them has their benefits for creating and running games. They're helpful for tons of content that you can use in any fantasy RPG setting. And if you've been following the channel, you'll know that I am a fan of reskinning content to make it your own, and this is really where these books are awesome, because they provide you with direct content if you want to take something right from the book and put it into your game, but more importantly, I think they provide you with solid inspiration to adapt and customize some of the things in the books to make it work for your campaign in a way that's really unique. By the way, this series also includes the Game Master's Book of Legendary Dragons, and I don't have one of those yet, so hint hint anyone. If you have a DM like me that loves working with physical props when you're at the table, a letter sealing kit is another really great option. That wax seal on a letter or a scroll can make a simple note from an NPC or even a single-use magic scroll really exciting. I really like this style with the melting pot and the spoon and the different colored beads of wax in all these little fancy glass jars. It makes it really feel immersive when I'm prepping for the hands-on game. Not even when we're playing, but just me getting ready, so extra fun for the DM. In the video about how I may have overdone some things with props on my birthday D&D campaign, I used a wax sealing kit for a letter that the players found, and it was almost as fun making the letter as it was watching them read it. And what's great about having a kit with multiple colors is that a DM can potentially use different colors of wax for different NPCs or different nations or whatever. The kit I'm linking to below doesn't include a stamp, but I think that's a bonus because then you can pick up whatever stamp you want and use different stamps with this kit. So you could even partner with other people in the game and come up with different stamps to gift all together. Yeah, pretty cool. Those of you familiar with the Hero's Feast spell will understand the appropriate title here, but this book is a cookbook with a bunch of recipes that can help make your next get-together pretty special. Now, I don't recommend giving this as homework for your DM, telling them to make you all this stuff, because that's not really a gift, is it? But if you buy this for yourself, you can make a gift of all these recipes to people. There are things like elven bread and orc bacon, and if you're a Dragonlance fan, you can finally have Odix spiced potatoes. If you know, you know. There are even some cocktail recipes included in here as well. Imagine showing up to your game night with some iron rations for the group. This cookbook is a way of giving gifts for years to come if you like to cook. If your DM enjoys tea or stopping by the Critical Cafe for a cup of coffee or really any other beverage of your preference that will fit inside one of these, I would highly suggest our Geek Philosophy Mug. We've got them in our Etsy store, and while you're in there, you may find some other things that are interesting as well, especially the digital game accessories that make for instantly available digital gifts for any DM. I know this one is sort of a shameless plug, but it's still pretty cool. Check it out. So those were a few gifts that might be great options for the Dungeon Master in your life, and I've included links to everything in the video description below if you want to pick any of them up. The link to our Etsy shop is obviously our business as Geek Philosophy, so thanks for checking that out if you're interested. But the others are just Amazon affiliate links, so they go to other sellers on Amazon, and we just get a small kickback at no extra cost to you if we send business their way. So, check it out if you're interested. And like always, don't think of any of these ideas as advice, really. They're just a few ideas that might help you directly or spark some better ideas of your own. So leave a comment with some of your own gift ideas and share them with the community. I'm sure we'd all like to hear about it. I'd like to leave you with a little geek philosophy from Professor Tolkien's Fellowship of the Ring. Elves seldom give unguarded advice, for advice is a dangerous gift, even from the wise to the wise, and all courses may run ill. Cheers.